this tutorial, we're going to go over how to create new documents as well as learn about artboards. So there's a few different ways we can create a new file. We can go up to File and select New, or we can use the keyboard shortcut, which is Command or Control and the letter N, or we can simply just click on this button right here. Once you do, you get your new document dialog box, and there's a lot of information here. So over here to the right, we can type in the name of the document, and then we can add the width and the height of that document. We can adjust the orientation, and then we can choose whether or not we want to create an artboard. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Then we need to decide on the resolution. The other thing we need to decide on is if we want to size our document in pixels, inches, or one of these other four options here. If you're going to create a document for use online, then I would set it up in pixels. If you're going to set up a document for going out to a printer, then you would set it up in inches. Then for the resolution for a printed piece, I would set it at 300 to start. That is all going to depend on the type of printer that you're sending it out to. Some printers will recommend different resolutions, but 300 is the most common. So you're going to need to refer to the printer's documentation in order to find out the resolution that is best for that particular printer. And if you're sending it out to a professional lab, they will let you know what resolution they recommend. If you're going to send out the file to the internet, then you want to set the resolution to 72 pixels, which is the default resolution for web images. And then as far as the color mode, the most common is RGB, but you may need to choose one of these other ones depending on the printer that you're sending out your file to. And again, if you're using a professional company, they will let you know which color mode to use. So the two most common again are RGB color and then CMYK color, which is for 4-color press. For example, if you're going to do business cards, brochures, things like that, you may need to choose this color mode for that particular project. Again, contact the company that you're going to be working with, and that's going to do the printing for you, and they'll let you know which color mode to use. But in most cases, it will be RGB color if it's an in-home printer or if it's going online. And then as far as the bits, you will choose between 8, 16, and 32, and we'll talk a little bit more about bits in an upcoming lesson. And then we have advanced options, which will be your color profile. And again, this is going to be dependent on where that file is going to be outputted to. If it's going to be online, in most cases, you're going to want sRGB. And then if you are going out to a professional lab, they will let you know which color profile to choose from all of these. And they may actually have a custom profile that you will need to install in order to output to their devices. So for now, we're just going to leave it at sRGB. Now, there's a lot of other information over here on the left and up here at the top. And this is basically pre-made presets based on the type of project that you're going to be creating. So whether it's for photos, print, art and illustration, web, mobile, film and video, there are pre-made presets that will allow you to quickly select a specific size. In this case, we have a tabloid size, which is 11 by 17 inches at 300 ppi. So once you select your preset, you can click Create, and then it will show the new document and the canvas for that document. So all this white area right here is basically the canvas for that document. Now, if we go back up and create a new file again, we can create what are known as artboards. And artboards are more for graphic designers that are creating multiple projects for the same client. Let's say you're designing a website, a brochure, a flyer, and a business card. Instead of creating 4 different files or 4 different documents, you can put all of those documents in one file so you can easily work on each one of those projects at the same time, because they're all going to probably have the same type of content, images, graphics, etc. And it's easy to share those files between those 4 different artboards versus working with 4 different separate files. But at the same time, it's not necessary to use artboards. It's just an option for you for your particular workflow. If you find that you don't like working with artboards, there's nothing wrong with working with 4 different files side by side. In an upcoming lesson, I'm going to show you how to work with 4 individual files and organize them on their interface so you can see them side by side. So if we click on Artboard here, click Create, we're going to get a new document, and then it's going to say Artboard up here at the top. And then we can come over here to the Move tool and select the Artboard tool to click and create a new canvas for that project that we're working on. So this could be the website over here, this could be the flyer, and then we can duplicate that particular artboard so we can create maybe a flyer or a brochure from that same size, or we can click and drag out a new size. Maybe we want to do a business card as well, and then we can put that artboard in there. And then when you save this, you will have all 4 canvases in the same file. So artboards are great for streamlining your workflow. And again, these are mostly for graphic designers. If you're a photographer, you're probably not going to need this because you're working on one individual image. Now, throughout the rest of this course, you may notice that my new document dialog window will look a little different in some of the lessons. And that's because I use what is known as the legacy new document interface. And when you use that, it doesn't have all those presets, and instead it looks like this, which is just a way to type in the dimensions and the resolution. And then I can still choose my color profile here and some other options as well. Because I know the type of projects that I like to work on, I know the exact sizes I need, and I don't necessarily need to see all those pre-made presets. So I just wanted to point that out because you will notice this screen in future lessons, and it's going to look a little bit different from yours, but that's fine because we're just going to be typing in exact dimensions anyways, so you can use either screen. Okay, so that's it for this Photoshop tutorial. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look at the Photoshop interface as well as Photoshop workspaces.